Here we are! Welcome! Good time zone, everybody! It is Tuesday, and we're here at Horde of Tales for another evening of Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Marcus, also known as the Individual. I'm a very pale Caucasian male with shoulder-long brown hair, a beard, glasses, and a greenish flannel shirt, and I am the Game Master, Dungeon Master, GM, DM, whatever you want to call it, for this fantastic group of people. Being me here as the Game Master implies that there are indeed people here with which I will play a fantastic game today, and I would like to give these people a chance to introduce themselves, quickly describe themselves, and I'm just going to go around the overlay, starting in the top left corner in our beautiful overlay. We have Serial.
Hey, hello everybody, I'm Serial. I'm a Caucasian person with black short hair with a grey stripe on the front, and I'm wearing a scarf tied like a cape because it's keeping me warm because it's very cold where I am. And I am playing Rebus, who is a warforged in gold and black and metallic tones with some patch-up work here and there. I use they, them pronouns. Rebus uses any pronouns because what is gender?
Perfect. Well, welcome Serial and Rebus. Let's go further around the overlay to Ida and Rain.
Hi everyone, I'm Ida, my pronouns are she and her, and speaking is a olive tan-skinned femme Latin woman with a black wavy curly short hair and a sort of gray sweatshirt, and I will be playing Rain, whose pronouns are she and her. She's a Triton, so she has aqua green skin, finned ears, and a mop of seaweed black curly hair, wearing a saffron colored tunic.
Perfect. Good to have you here again. Next up, Austin and Daithun.
Hello, I'm Austin. My pronouns are he, they, and just like imagine the coolest person ever. I'm a Caucasian male with a beard and a really messy hair because it won't cooperate today, wearing kind of like a green cardigan thing and a Mothman shirt. And I play Daithun. He is a brown and black furred Leonin in just like the most pristine, gleaming chainmail armor you can imagine. Daithun's pronouns are he, him.
All right. Glad to also have the Mothman in a different form back here on this channel. It's been a while since we had the Mothman on the Horde of Tales channel, and now they're back in shirt form. And last but not least, we have Caro, aka Delphine.
Yeah, hey, I'm Caro. I'm a pale Caucasian female, and I have turquoise shoulder-length hair. And today I'm wearing a lot of black, like a cardigan in black, which is very cozy, and like a black shirt, which is like one of the Horde of Tale ones.
Hey, yes.
My tits in a way. And I'm playing Delphine today, who is a half-elf femme with bluish wavy long hair and a tricorn hat on her head, and like pirate-ish styled clothing, so you know.
Awesome.
And her pronouns are she, they.
Fantastic. Glad to have all four of you here back again for the second session of Chapter 6. We ended last session on, a bit of a interesting moment after you infiltrated the Fort Bones in search of a new item. How's everyone going into this session? What's the vibe? What's generally the atmosphere here at our virtual table?
Well, plans are going as usual.
Yeah, it's
Meaning
like always.
Not at all.
We have a
what
plan,
plan?
really.
Exactly. Plan? What plan? If
We
you do
try
not
to
have a
have a
plan, it
plan.
cannot go wrong.
There you go.
So-
You are free of the plan. It is no longer holding you down. Release. I think for me the
Plans
vibe
are just
is
in.
Will I or won't I fly above, escape the undead anti-healing zone, and just like chill out? And the best
Maybe.
part is, it wasn't even my idea. I think.
What
Just
are
the
plans?
expectation is there.
We are
All
sitting here
right.
of imaginary concepts.
But for once, there's no imaginary window we can yeet ourselves out of. That may be
It's
slightly
a-
problematic.
It's a fort. You can fly out. There must be like open windows. You can fly
Not
out there.
where we are right now, maybe.
It is a fort with a lot of undead. Do they really need windows?
I mean, they definitely don't need light. That's what we know.
And they also don't need to ventilate places or something. It's not like I don't think skeletons are that bothered if there's like a little bit of bad air somewhere.
I mean, there are still living people around here, like this captain.
yeah, okay,
That
well,
was
yes.
basically standing in front of our faces,
Who sees us in the pitch black dark?
like we see them.
Well, we have dark
Except no
vision, some of
Freebus.
us. No, but the person is described as a human. So the player in me is like,
The gears are grinding, and you might grind some people's gears today. But before we get into the gear grinding, let's roll a short little intro, and then we get into today's session. See you in a few. And we are back. I have been informed by a person here at the table that I totally forgot my usual pre-game spiel, which I'm just going to quickly do before we go to the recap. You are at Horde of Tales. Here at Horde of Tales on Tuesday, we play Dungeons & Dragons, Convergence Manifesto, Eberron Campaign, 5th edition, great from the Across Eberron project, which you should check out at acrosseberron.com. We are currently at Chapter 6, Knight's Gambit, second session in that campaign, and the players are looking for an artifact of the Realm of Mabar. If you like this, you can follow us, subscribe, and do even Twitter, but that's not even the pre-game spiel. Let's continue. You can also use your channel points to give us Catvantage. If you see a cat popping up in someone's screen, you can spend channel points to give Catvantage to that person. Don't forget to assign which person you want to give it to. When they have Catvantage, a little cute kitty cat will pop up on their screen, which I will show you right now. Look, for example, Ida has a cute little kitty cat. She has Catvantage. And if they have Catvantage, they can spend Catvantage to get advantage on a roll. Advantage, Catvantage, they are so alike. But keep in mind, don't give Catvantage to someone who already has Advantage or Catvantage, or it will be lost. If you don't name who you're giving it Catvantage to, the DM gets the Catvantage. I think that's all.
Okay, there we go. Skip dialogue done. Whew.
Perfect. Thank you for pressing A button. That means that we're going. That means, with all of that out of the way,
I will need that clipped, please.
Yes.
With all that out of the way, it is time for the recap. And
Reading.
last time on Horde of Tales, our player characters, our adventurers, have started their next chapter now in the service. I'm gonna keep this hat on. You can laugh however much you want. Have started their adventures now in the service to an planar being, Tuvok Tool, who is actually trying to stop whatever Aurea and Nigel Forius are trying to do with the different planar items. Tuvok Tool summoned the party members to the plane of Danvi, the plane of perfect order, to instruct them on their first task under this celestial being, namely looking for the next item, an artifact linked to the plane of Mabar, that of death and entropy. The item is kept in a fortress in Karnath, the aptly called Fort Bones. And thanks to Tuvok Tool's teleportation magics, the party was transported to Karnath, not too far away of the fortress. However, they still took some time to find a way to enter the fort, and were just in time to find a secret back entrance when an attack from the rival nation of Valenar was launched at the fort. Dodging an attack by a flying dinosaur that was ridden by 2 halflings, the party went into the tunnels, smashed open a grate that was surprisingly melodic as it was pulled out of its hinges, and entered through the sewers, passing a flesh golem and going up one floor where they tried to pose as employees, people who live in the fortress, handing out orders to the undead that were rushing to battle, but were stopped by a woman in an armor with bones grafted into it, who did not buy what they were selling. Surrounded by the undead in a pitch black darkness. We ended last session, and we start this session. So,
He looks so goddamn proud of himself.
Yeah.
So, party members, you are in a hallway, and I would like all of you to please roll initiative.
What?
Here we go.
My God.
Initiative.
Oh, good roll on the Kara die.
Oh.
And I am also going to quickly roll a little bit of initiative. Math. Let's see. Am I going to use I'm going to use the Caro die.
Yay.
Do it.
Update.
All the
And
things.
do.
Hope everyone is staying nice and cozy warm wherever they are. January is finally over. We can start anew with a new month that will be better than the last one.
The question is, will it be warmer than this one?
Probably
There's
not.
always like this harder cold snap in February before it starts to get warmer.
Mhm.
And then there's where I live, where we were in t-shirts 2 days ago, and now it's cold again.
Sure. Listen,
I don't know.
I am very excited to see the March, April, May sequence we're gonna have, because that's always, I don't know. Will it be 30 degrees in March? Will it be snowing? Could be both.
Let's see. Rebus, what did you roll for initiative?
A 26.
A 26. Wow. Gaithun, what did you get for initiative?
I legitimately can't even roll that high. That's insane.
Well, that's a skill issue. Get good.
It is. My skills are not. My skills
This
are
is
not
not
in
my
depth.
highest.
Savage.
No, it's 22. Which is good,
Mine
really
aren't
good for me.
either.
It's 22 is really good for Dythun.
22. All right. Well, I mean, 22 it's not as good as Rebus, but it's not bad. Let's see. Delphine, what did you get?
7.
That's the other end of the initiative. And let's see. Rain, will Rain be in the middle? Will she be somewhere at the end or at the beginning? What did you get?
A 7, but I'm pretty sure Delphine has higher dex than I do.
I'm pretty sure she does.
I have a +4 in the
Plus 0.
Yeah.
So
Then we going to work with the beauty of decimals. And we have an initiative order. Yeah, well, this is interesting. I have a plugin in Foundry which can, if it wants to, calculate the challenge rating of a fight, but it can't do it properly because I didn't set it up properly. But that plugin is telling me that this combat is an epic challenge rating. So maybe this fight is going to be very epic. We're about to find out.
that's pretty default, but also because it doesn't know the characters, and listen, our sheets aren't in Foundry, so
Exactly. Yeah.
I turn it off for
And-
myself because it's like I start
So-
feeling guilty, and I should never feel guilty when I'm trying to kill my characters.
Really?
Hmm.
We are in initiative, and at the top of our initiative, viewers, if you're looking at the screen, it might be a little bit dark right now, but it is Reba's turn. Just to illustrate, also to paint a picture for whoever's come in here. In this place, in this fortress, there are no light sources currently burning in this place. In Fort Bones, which is primarily manned by the undead, light is something that's not necessary in all of the places. And currently, it is still pitch black. So all the characters at the table who have dark vision are currently seeing things only in monochrome tones. But Rebus currently does not have dark vision, but might be having something that could help in
Light
getting
the
a better
way.
view.
Well, yes. Obviously, I wasn't here last session, but let me just clarify.
I mean, it would only be logical if I cannot see anything in the current chamber that we're in, but I am picking my lantern out of my backpack and, turning it on for everyone's enjoyment. Thank you.
And since you have an Everbright lantern, that's quite the range on how much light is coming out there if you put it on. And I'm actually going to put that as a light source. And let there be light at this point. Rebus, you turn on your light and you see your companions. You see about 6 of these skeletal warriors in plate armor having their weapons drawn and ready for a fight. And right next to Rain, you see one forlorn zombie that has a crate in his arms with like all kinds of repairing tools and the likes. And you don't know if zombies can look confused, but this zombie looks utterly confused at the moment.
Alright. Well, I would ask them to stand down, but that doesn't seem to be an option right now. Do I see the commander who we're talking to?
Yes, a little bit further south of you, there is this
Right.
tall woman in plate armor, but also worked into the armor are all these bone elements, like a rib cage in the sides. There's some extra bones on the shoulders, and she's currently busy unsheathing a sword from her back that is completely crafted out of a large, what you can only assume some kind of dinosaur bone, and has been cut to be extra sharp along a serrated blade.
Oh well. No use trying to resolve this amicably, and I will rage.
You will
The
rage.
light goes red, and the plates start shifting, and my form becomes a bit more bestial, and I will use the form of the beast, claws, because I don't usually use that one, and I think it will be fun. So
If you're-
hands just the plates shift, and some really sharp razor-like claws grow into my hands.
If you're shape-shifting your claws on, am I correct in assuming that you would put the lantern on the ground so you don't have to hold it in your hands anymore?
Indeed.
Perfect. So the claws come out, the lantern is down. Raging is a bonus action, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Turning on the lantern would be your object interaction in this case. The Everbright lanterns are just like basically push a button and it goes on. So you could still, if you want to, you still have movement, or you could also attack like the skeleton next to you. But is there anything you would like to do with that?
Yes. So I can either move or attack.
Well, you can do both. You can do both moving and attacking.
Okay. Good. I will move over here. And I will attack once to the skeleton on my right and once to the skeleton in front of me.
All right.
And we will see how that will go.
Let's
and since
go.
I'm using my claws, because I haven't pulled out my glaive yet, I get to do 4 attacks.
Ooh. Really?
Well, no, 3 attacks. So, once on each of my turns, when I attack with a claw using the attack action, I can make one additional claw attack as part of the same action. So my first attack is double. So let's
Cool.
give it a try.
See how that goes. So first
That's an 18 to hit.
to the one on the right, that does hit.
Okay. And second attack, a 22.
Oh,
hit.
that also
So I
hits.
assume that also.
Yeah.
Alright. First one is 8 points of damage. Second one is 9 points of damage. Wait. My rage
Don't forget to add your rage
points.
damage.
So add 4. So 10 and 11 for a total of 21 points of damage.
Digging into those skeletal enemies.
That went well. My second attack to the skeleton in front of me. Or, well,
Yes.
how is the one on my right looking?
You like chomped already quite a chunk out there, but it's still looking at you with a surprising intelligent look for an animated skeleton in its eyes.
Then I might continue attacking that one.
All
It
right.
might be worth getting it out of the way as quickly as possible. So one more attack. Oh, very bad. 10 total to hit.
It just basically weaves out of the way there, having already eaten 2 attacks from you, but does not take this one.
Okay, that's my turn then.
Alrighty. That brings us to Daithun.
Wonderful. I have a plan and I'm ready for it to go horribly.
Let's see how it goes.
Daithun is going to move closer to this commander lady.
Uh-huh.
And then he is going to roar as a bonus action.
Ooh, cool.
Roar in a very daunting way.
Mm-hmm. The most daunting
And
one.
I would like... I would like the 2 skeletons behind the commander and the commander, and I guess technically the zombie that's carrying the boxes, if they could all make a wisdom saving throw.
Shall I just start with the zombie?
Sure.
Using the kitty cat die for this. Wisdom, right?
Yes.
I rolled as a 16, but it comes out to a total of 14.
Technically, that's the DC, so it's 16.
So, makes it. Let's start with the skeletons.
Zombie is way too concerned with...
Ooh! One of the skeletons got a natural 20 on that roll.
Okay.
Second skeleton. Oh, that's not a natural 20. That's a total of 9, so fails it. If they fail, they become frightened, correct?
Yes, they become frightened of me until the start of my next turn.
All right, and also the commander.
Till the end of my next turn.
Till the end of your next turn, yeah.
Yes.
And the commander is also going to go for that wisdom saving throw. That is exactly a 14, so also makes
Damn.
it.
Well, that's okay. That was kind of just a little bonus. I don't... I don't have a way to add charges to this item, so I'm just gonna definitely keep track of those in my head. But Daithun is going to use a charge of his fancy new chains on his arm.
Do the charges do the charges not work on D&D Beyond? Because I set the item up to have them work.
Not on my end.
Okay,
Unless
then
Oh wait. Apparently it wasn't attuned because I forgot to hit that button. Actually, wait, no, they're still not there.
okay, then I'm putting it up there to check that after the game. Should be
That's
there.
fine.
But you're unwrapping your chains.
Yes, and I'm going to use one. I'm going to use one sorry, I attuned and everything just changed on them because I apparently forgot to hit that button. But I'm going to use one charge. The chains are going to unravel, and he's going to wrap them around the commander's feet for an attack.
Nice.
And I believe I have to hit with the attack, and if
Right.
I hit, then I need her to make a DC 12 strength saving throw.
Exactly. So you whip out the chains, these chains of mortal.
That's a natural 20.
Woo! Nice.
Thanks, Caro.
Welcome.
They finally rolled well for me once. Thank you. It's
All right.
amazing.
Roll double the damage dice.
I am actually also... I'm going to make this a distracting strike in case this doesn't work to give somebody else advantage.
Which
So that's
means,
a superiority dice.
which you also double then if you roll it for the damage. Ooh, man!
Now,
second
chains
second
are also
character
only a
on
D4.
initiative round 1, and we're already dishing out the big ones.
Well, the big twos.
What would it sound like as the
8.
chains get wrapped around that captain's legs, as a beatbox was earlier cashed in?
Was there truly a beatbox cashed in?
Yeah, there was.
I have
beatbox
no memory of that. No, there is.
Twitch record says.
There's just a gentle as the chains unwrap from the arm, as they then whoosh through, they go like as they wrap around their target in a and are now tightly wrapped there. The damage.
11 damage.
11 points of damage.
Um,
And she has to make that saving throw.
mhm.
DC 12 strength saving throw.
I was kind of hoping she would be frightened and have disadvantage on this. As I said, ready for this plan to fail miserably.
Come on, Karodai. A 13.
Is that a
Go,
success?
Karadai, go!
Is that a success or is that a failure?
That's a success. That's a success.
This one's a
reaction.
DC 12.
Silvery barbs.
I have to roll again, right?
Yep, and take the lower roll.
Be lower. Be lower.
Who are you going to give advantage for the don't forget to hand out the advantage also.
Myself.
Yourself.
Of course.
Second roll was a 16. So
Okay.
Damn.
Expended,
on.
I still get a thing, I think.
but since this still was a crit, Daithun, like the chain like whips off of your arm as if it has a life to its own, you know that. And it just accelerated by your gesture, the chain also accelerates itself in the air and just full face into the face of the commander, where you can like see it smack in there, and the commander just looks at your weapon in surprise and a bit of awe.
Well, she's going to be a lot more surprised when I draw my longsword and come in for a second attack.
So you have the chain in one hand and the longsword in the other?
Well, I figure once I use them, they could just go back
yeah.
on the arm, if you'll allow that,
So
or I could
that
attack
is-
with them again.
No, that's cool. The chain just goes back
Okay.
around your arm. You take that longsword. Weapon Master Daithun.
Let's go Caro dice again. It's not as good, but still a 16.
A 16.
Wait, hold on. Math. No. 17. Sorry. The 5 and 12 is 17. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I know math.
You bring down your sword, and the blade apparently seems to connect with her armor. But where your weapon goes in, you see that the rib cage on her armor, the bones there, they start growing over her armor and form this chitinous layer where your sword has impacted. And she's using her reaction for her so-called Death Guard, which increases her armor class as she pushes off the blade. And also,
Told you, death
coming
always
through
cheats.
your longsword, you feel this necrotic energy creeping up on you, and you take 2 points of necrotic damage from that.
Ooh,
And the attack does not hit.
fun. Is that armor still there?
It's still, you still see like this, like it it cushioned the blow from your longsword,
Okay.
and but after a while, the bones just start like turning into dust there, and they retreat back into their ribcage form.
Alrighty. I think how do I move? I hit the wrong button. Dythun is just gonna sidestep over there and kind of put himself in the corner to make room for somebody else to do something in his turn.
No.
All right, we got this skeleton moving in over here and making a first of its attack against Dythun, also with a very
Alright.
bony longsword. But I'm pretty sure an 11 doesn't hit you.
No.
At least I hope
Sec-
not.
Second attack is a natural 1, so that also doesn't hit, but it gets a third attack. And that is a total of 21.
Math. Roll damage in the meantime.
Hold
Math?
on.
Oh, you're deciding whether or not to do.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it yet.
You should do it.
I only get one of those.
You
Put a conga
take
line in front of you.
you take 13 points of slashing damage. It rolled maximum damage on its attack roll.
Nice.
And that ends. Wait. This one's frightened of you, so it means it isn't able to move closer to you.
Oh, okay. Well, that
So
works for me.
it's actually
give
this
myself a hit
one.
points back.
Yes, please do so. It actually gonna move up here to Rain, and I'm just gonna do this over again. But when it's frightened, it also has disadvantage on attack rolls when the target of its fear is still within line of sight.
Yes.
Can it also move closer to its source of fear?
I was gonna say I probably shouldn't. I forgot that
Is
one
it?
was afraid of me. I should have moved the other way.
Is it moving? It's not moving
It's
closer. Like it started here at 10 feet and
Skirting
ends
around.
at 10 feet away from Dythun. But it's still going to roll attacks with disadvantage because Dythun is still within its line of sight.
Sorry, Rain. I moved the wrong way.
First attack is with disadvantage is a 20
Yeah.
against Rain.
Like everything's gonna hit Rain.
That's 8 points of slashing damage.
Ow. I should have
Second
done the
attack.
thing.
Second attack is a 12. Does
Oh no, 12 does not hit. Oh, thank God.
Oh, okay, great.
You just instinctively say yes.
Third attack at disadvantage is a 21.
Ow. Yeah.
That is 10 points of slashing damage. No, sorry,
Uh-oh.
8 points. 8 points of slashing damage.
So, uh-oh.
And that ends its turn. This one up here, which was fighting with Rebus, is going to continue that. First attack against Rebus. Does a 21 hit?
Yes, that hits.
That is 4 points of slashing damage, which is halved because you're raging, so 2 points.
Why do I have lower HP? I should be at full, right? We haven't done anything.
No,
before
did your
this.
HP get... Marcus, did you go alter Rebus's HP when we fell? Or when the thing fell on everyone?
Yeah, there was rubble that fell in the last session, so you do have some damage.
Ah, okay. I was like, I don't recall going into combat before this. Okay.
So that first attack was 2 points of damage. Second attack is at
Yep.
20. Pretty sure.
Yeah, that hits.
That is
My armor class is not that high.
that is 9 points of slashing, which is half to 4 points of slashing. And then the third attack, no, that doesn't hit. That's a total of 13. That doesn't hit.
No, that doesn't.
So that was that one's turn. This one next to you is going to continue that tradition. First attack is a 23. And
Yeah, that
that's
hits, obviously.
10 points, 5 points of slashing damage. And now that one misses. That one also misses. And
Great.
then we move down to the next one, which is down at Dythunes, and is going to attack Dythun. But I'm pretty sure a 14 doesn't hit Dythun,
Nope.
and neither will a 13,
Nope.
but a 23 will.
I'm gonna use a natural cat advantage and make them re-roll that.
Make them. Can you do that with luck?
I can. If an attack roll is made against me, I can make them re-roll it.
Alrighty,
Nice.
let's go. And they have to keep the second result then. For
It says I get to. It says I get to choose, so I choose the lower
Okay.
one.
Total of 15.
Nope.
All right, so that's also no attacks from there. This skeleton down here is gonna move up against Dythun. 10 doesn't hit. 23, that should hit.
Yeah, that one will hit.
For 5 points of slashing damage. And does a 16 hit?
It does not.
Oh, well. That one's done as well. And this one over here is going to move over here and is going to attack Delphine. Does a 17 hit?
17. No.
Does a 19 hit?
Just it.
Wait, does Delphine have a higher AC than Dythun?
I have a 19. Sorry, not sorry.
What
That's
the
a
heck?
total
That
of,
tracks.
total of 5 slashing damage.
Okay.
And
It's amazing.
no,
what
an 8
dexterity
doesn't
can
hit
do.
you. And talking about Delphine, it's your turn.
By the way, Delphine,
Okay.
Rain looks very bad next to you. Just saying.
I mean, yeah, I noticed that there are like 3 undead like directly around us. That's like, yeah. I'm gonna attack that. I start to attack that skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'm using my gun for this.
And
Why
you don't get
not?
disadvantage because you have the gunner feed.
Yeah, of
for,
course.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. So, a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Nice. Is this the right die? Yes. These are 11 points of damage.
Whew. Damn.
Is it still standing?
It is standing, yeah.
Oh, god damn it.
Marcus, why are you so mean?
What do you mean?
Why did you give these skeletons like 1,000 million hit points?
It,
They
it's
are
not-
skeletons.
No one knows.
It's not me. It's the monsters.
Okay, I'm shooting a second time. Fuck that shit.
I
It's
have
even
no hard
better.
feelings for Marcus.
A 25.
Oh yeah, sure. Roll that damage.
And that is 7 points.
7 points. There is now a skeleton next to you with 2 bullet holes in it.
Is
and
it still standing?
it's still standing.
What the heck?
You actually see when the second shot comes through, like you dislocated its shoulder with the impact of the shot, but then it just like moves the shoulder back in, straightens its posture, and stands there looking at you and Rain.
Okay, bonus action. Shield of Fate on Rain. That
Plus
gives
2
her-
armor class?
Yes. I'm feeling kind of social today, you know.
It feels tingly.
Anything else on your turn?
No, I'm bad.
It is the commander's turn. And she's right next to Daithun. And she looks like the last bits of the bones that coalesced to dampen your blow have fallen off. She has her huge bone greatsword in her hands. And she looks at you and especially looks at the chains around your arm. And she's gonna take a swing at you, Daithun.
It just smiles.
That is a 16.
Misses.
Second attack coming in. That is a 26.
No, it's not. It's a reroll.
It's a reroll.
I got one more luck point.
By the powers of Cat, this die will be rerolled. And it is a 16.
That misses.
There is this alternative timeline where that second attack connected, but it is not in the timeline that this campaign takes place. And Daithun, you are not damaged. The commander takes a bit of a step back. Does Daithun parry these kind of blows? Is he sidestepping them?
I think it's him just slamming it to the ground with his shield.
Nice. Just pushing that out.
Just smiling back at her.
And actually, in that moment, as you push away the attack, she's smiling back at you. And that brings us to Rain, the Shield of Faith Rain.
The Shield of Faith gives me +2 to AC.
Mhm.
All right, just for my mental memory. Rain is not looking very good. Looks around. Everyone's moving around. How about everyone just fall to the ground now? And she's going to whip out her staff, her giant icicle, and she'd really love to fly out of here, but instead she's going to twirl it around, look over to Delphi, give a wink, and slam the staff on the ground in front of her. And she is going to cast a lightning bolt at the conga line of people that are over here, etc.
Why
This is why Daithun moved out of the way.
Why do I keep putting
Love it.
enemies in a line?
Because you make
We'll-
a
we'll-
hallway
we'll love-
every time.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
having
Okay.
some kind of strategy. Go us.
All
So
right.
there needs to be dexterity saving throws.
All right. I'm gonna start with I'm starting with the frightened skeleton right in front of you.
I like that Daithun has learned to recognize a line and get out of it.
That first
Smart of
dexterity
him.
roll, that is a total of 10, so that fails it.
Okay, I will roll
Um,
manual because I've click clacks anyways.
I'm rolling for the commander now.
8d6. I have a certain game coming up this Friday that need d6s, so they're all nearby.
Commander also fails it. Third, and all three of them fail it. So
Joy.
roll that sweet full damage.
8.
Oh, listen to that. Listen.
Yeah.
There's so many 5s. Okay. 5, 10, 15. 15, 16, 19, 21. 21 plus 6 is 27. 27 plus 6 is 35.
Maths.
4.
27 plus 6 is 33.
33. Wow, I'm really bad at math. I'm
Math.
sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Kingston. 33 lightning damage.
There's a math teacher somewhere right now feeling like a tingle in her brain.
She tried to teach me
33
long division. It didn't go. 33 lightning damage.
Zappity zap goes the lightning bolt, reaching into these skeletons and their commander. Rain, the skeleton in front of you is like there. Did you hear this almost like musical sound of the bones like clicking inside the armor as the lightning rattles it, and it stands there having like now this tick in its head from the electricity going like still standing.
As a bonus action, I will take a healing potion for myself.
Drink that.
I have a healing potion.
Ooh.
2d4 plus 2. That is 5 plus 2, which is a 7. Give myself 7 healing back. And the skeleton in front of me, is he like hollow? Can I put my empty bottle in the ribcage?
You could, yes.
I'm going to just like extend, put the empty bottle into that ribcage, and yeah, shrug my shoulders. Look here.
He's still too shocked from the lightning, and you just whoop do it in there, and the skeleton like you hear like this donk donk as it falls into the armor. The skeleton looks in there, looks back at you.
I don't litter. That's my
That's
turn.
your turn?
Yeah, I'm not gonna move.
All right. It's the zombie's turn. Players, what would you like the zombie to do? You told the zombie to do something. What,
We gave it supplies to. Rain was giving it supplies to fix things. He had a hammer, a crowbar.
Can it fix rain? We should have given it medical supplies. Damn.
Can it help? Can you do a help action?
Well, that is a fair point. The zombie is like holding its ground, looks at the lightning blasted skeleton in front of Rain, lumbers over there, puts the box down, and tries to use the tools in there to smack out the kinks in the armor that are in. But that is more like distracting to the skeleton at this point. So
Cute.
the zombie is providing the help action, which will give advantage on the next attack roll against this that skeleton. And the zombie's just like, "Gah, donk, donk, donk," and ends its turn doing that. Which brings us to the top of round 2 with Rebus still raging, surrounded by 3 skeletons. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm going to start by moving over here, so I'm only surrounded by 2 skeletons.
Oh, that's smart.
I
As you're moving
believe I
away
get an
there,
attack of opportunity. So
yeah, it's gonna take an attack of opportunity against you.
is there? Remind me again. Is there a way I could avoid the attack of opportunity?
If you
Or
take,
rather, is there in 5th edition? Can you like tumble? I can't remember if
you
that's
have-
a 3.5
you can-
thing or if it's.
It's
you can use your
Disengage.
action. You can use your action to disengage, but if you use your action to disengage, you can no longer attack.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
We'll see.
No 3rd edition tumble. No. So. But you don't have to worry because I rolled an 8 for a total of 13, so I'm not hitting. So you're moving over
Excellent.
there.
Yeah, I'll move and now attack the skeleton below me, which I believe is the one I started attacking last time.
So this one, the one to your left.
No, the one below.
Oh, the one below. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Do we?
Okay, another question for the DM. Do we do remind me again how we do how long it takes to like pick up a weapon or let a weapon go? Like do we use it as an action, as a bonus action? How does
It's your-
this influence?
It's your free object interaction. So if you want to, for example, like change, if you like want to drop an item or something, that's your object interaction. But if you just want to swap weapons, I would say that is part of your attack, that you can swap your weapon.
I would hope so.
Okay, because
About 5 of
I've
them.
been doing that all along. Yeah, because I will first attack with my claws, and then for my second attack, I would like to use the glaive. So
Perfect.
Let's do that then. Claw attack to this zombie.
Mm-hmm.
11 to hit.
Unfortunately, no.
Alright, I'll try again, because free attack. Oh, much better. 23.
Yeah, that hits.
for 7 points of damage.
7 points of
Slashing.
damage. Shing! Into that
And
skeleton.
now, I would like to go continue the movement of my claw and grab the glaive that I have on my back and pull it out and attack with it to the same skeleton.
Excellent.
Because I am really mad that it is not dying. Dying seems like the wrong word for this. It is dead. But, yeah.
Why won't you unlive?
But it's undead, so it needs to be dead. It needs to die because it's not dead.
Re-die.
Stay dead.
I rolled really badly. It's just a 10. So
Unfortunately.
I miss.
Unfortunately. But the way that you described it, it sounded really cool. How basically how Rebus like moves from claws attacks and then pulls out the glaive. That was a cool description.
Well, I mean, I am elegant in my movements, even when raging, but I'm not always, accurate.
Right.
And I am mad now, because these guys are hurting me, so...
Fair.
Anything else on your turn?
I believe that's everything I can do.
All right. That brings us to Dythun.
Wonderful. Dythun is going to bonus action Second Wind.
Whew, second wind, healing some hit points.
Which one's a 10? That's the 10. I hardly roll these. That's a 9 plus
Woo!
6. It's 15.
15.
That's a wonderful number.
It's
a
easier
great
math.
number.
Hey, that's one away from full for me now. That's nice. So then, are we allowing like the chains and then a sword attack? Is that still? Can I still do that again?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna use a second charge of these chains and try the same thing. Attack and try and trip
All right.
on the commander.
Against the commander?
Yes.
Gotcha.
That's a 20 dirty. Not naturally this time.
That hits. So roll
Wonderful.
damage.
Which was that? 4. The chains are a 4. Hey, that's a 4. Plus 3. That's 7.
That's 7.
So far, this is going
Math.
great.
And strength saving throw to see if you trip the commander.
Yes, and it's a 12.
I rolled a total of a 17.
Okay. That's unfortunate. You know what?
But you have a second attack.
I have a second attack and I have one more charge. I might as well.
It's
Right?
it's free real estate?
It's basically free. I'm going to try that again. I'm going to use a different dice. I'm going to use the big dice. That's big number. That's 21.
Ooh,
That does
chunk
hit.
dice,
That-
chunk number.
That's a good number. 15 is a good number. 21 is a good number. These are all good
2
numbers.
is not a good number.
69 is a
that's-
great number.
It's a
Yes.
total of 5. It's one of my favorites.
Total of 5 and
Yeah, 5 damage.
another strength saving throw to see if she trips.
I am out of charges.
That's a total of 16. I'm so sorry.
Damn it. Oh well. I mean, it's a long shot, but now I'm just angry, so I'm gonna action surge. I'm just gonna let the chains roll back around my arm and just start going in with the longsword.
Smack, smack.
Smack, smack. That's gonna hit. That's a 17 plus numbers.
That hits. Yes. Yes.
The card dice is rolling really well tonight. It's on my side.
I haven't rolled it yet. I'm scared.
It's a D8. I like the D8. That's a 6 plus 2. That's an 8.
That's an 8. The D8 for a total of 8. That's great. You want to do that again?
I do.
Cool.
Thank you.
Don't thank me. Thank the
That's-
rules.
Not as good of a number. That's only a 16.
A 16
Mm-hmm.
is her armor class.
Ooh.
But
Well,
she's going to use her reaction
Of course. it
for Death Guard. So with that fourth attack that's coming in, like you have been battering her with chains and sword, and then the fourth one comes in, and again this layer of bones contracts around her armor to dampen the blow, and the attack does not go through, but you take 1 point of necrotic damage.
ow.
Anything else on your turn?
No, I think he's just gonna stand there, just kind of. All right, your turn.
And
So it's not his turn, her turn. But
she already quickly does like this warm-up swing with her sword, like just out of her wrist, like getting ready for her turn.
like he's not even paying attention to the other skeletons at this point.
Nah, they're just crowd at this point.
Mhm.
Talking about skeletons, it's one of the skeletons' turn, the frightened one, which means that its frightened condition ends at this point.
Yes.
No.
It
Yeah,
is.
whoops.
It is the skeleton with the empty healing potion in its armor now, and so you hear the wrinkling and tinkling of empty glass inside its armor as it's going to take a swing at Rain.
Yeah.
That's a total of 8. That's not going to hit.
Thank goodness.
That is a total of 19.
No. I take my long staff and I parry it away. And in the action of the parry, this icy shield forms up as I cast shield as a reaction.
So you have a shield of faith, and on top of that, your shield now bringing up your AC.
I have an AC of 20 now.
And that lasts until the end of your turn, right? So
The round.
until the end of the round even. So keep that in mind because there's a third attack coming in. That is a total of 24.
It's until the start of my next turn. So yeah, the
And
round.
until the start of your next turn. That's just 4 points of slashing damage.
I'm a sorcerer. That almost kills me. I'm okay. That hurt though.
Skeleton to the left of Rebus is taking some swings. That's a 24. For 5, aka 2 points of slashing damage, Rebus.
All right.
And second attack misses. Third attack misses.
Great. Love that.
But there's still another skeleton up there with you.
Wow,
Misses
that
first attack.
disappeared.
Second. 16. Does that hit Rebus?
That is my armor class.
Then that is 12 points, halved 6 points of slashing. Third attack, that's a 20, so that also hits. And that is 13 halved 6 points of slashing.
This is not fun.
And that brings us to one of the skeletons down here. The one next to Dythun is going to take a swing at Dythun, but a total of 10 doesn't hit. A total of 15 doesn't hit.
Mm-mm.
A total of 18.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one does it.
That is
Meets it.
12
beats it.
points of slashing damage.
Ow.
That ends its turn, and the one down there will also attack Dythun. That is a 17.
Nope.
That doesn't hit. A 19.
Yep.
Thank you, Gwenora.
That
Wait.
is 9 points of damage, slashing. And then the
Okay.
third attack is a 19 as well.
Yep.
And that
one.
is 6 points of...
No, I said yep. That one hits.
6 points of damage there as well. And I need to pop up a kitty cat for Ida, aka Rain. Thank you very much for that, Gwenora. And that ends that one's turn. And that brings us to the one that is up with Delphine, which is going to take some swings at Delphine.
Sure.
But that doesn't hit. That's a natural 1. That doesn't hit. No, a 12 doesn't hit.
No.
So that is also over there. And
I really
Going
miss
from-
natural ones just like doing something terrible. That was always fun, you know.
it
Things
discovers
back.
rust in its armor. We're going from taking blows to dealing out blows to Delphine.
Okay, so Rain looks not that good, I guess.
Rain, on a scale of 44, Rain looks like a 19.
Typhoon is damaged as well.
Yeah. A little less than. Without doing math, about half-ish.
Okay, and Rebus is still kinda okay, but I see we're having like a little bit of a disadvantage here.
Well,
let's
you
say.
know,
And like
I
if
think
this
I
one
think
in
all of
particular
us are at
is really
half.
bad- Yeah.
Except me, I'm not.
I know this one down here is looking pretty bad according to what Marcus described, and I don't think this one was touched.
Okay, yeah, because now I will use my channel divinity marine layer and I will tell the Rain, try to get a better advantage point from here. So while the fog is basically covering the area of 20 feet in all directions.
20 feet of fog.
Yes.
Some beautiful marine fog. Oh.
It's moist in here. Ah.
All right. Which means, tell me again, with the marine layer, your allies can still see in it, correct?
Rebus and Typhoon are too far away.
Okay.
That
Layer-
is the
People
problem.
immediately next to Delphine,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing, and it's like it's kind of like a risky move in this situation, but like most of the group is at half or lower, so
Yeah.
and there are still some that haven't been damaged at all to this point, so you know,
Yeah.
trying to be reasonable at least once.
You and each creature within 5 feet of you instead treat this
Yeah.
area as lightly obscured.
Yes.
Still lightly obscured, yeah. So you
Yeah,
have disadvantage on perception checks.
Yeah, but I basically can see.
Yes.
I have everything
Exactly.
around me, so and that's
Perfect.
why it's kind of like a way to for some of us at least get a way out here
Right.
at the moment. And to use this, there's is still like this one skeleton next to us, which does it look heavy damage?
So this one here right next to
Yeah, this one that we are already attacked for some time.
yeah, the one also that got struck by the lightning bolt.
Mhm.
That is looking terrible.
Okay, I'm
Um,
shooting at it again.
And don't forget, you have advantage on an attack roll because of the help action from the zombie. You still can shoot with
Nice.
advantage. The zombie is currently trying to like fix the boots of the soldier.
I don't like these dice. I'm so close to a 20, but it's not.
But what is it?
It's 26.
Yeah, that hits.
I had a 18 and a 19. So I'm so close, but it's not. Is this the wrong? No, it's not. Okay, these are again 11 points of damage.
You like from this close, you blow up a part of the armor with like a part of the side of the skeleton, and it's now leaning to one side, but it's still standing. It's like just
What the heck?
it's like leaning like this. It's on its literal last limb at this point.
I punch it.
Make an attack roll.
Just out of spite. Just like, what? Just fall already. What?
Yeah, exactly. This is a 16.
Do you want to add a smite in there?
A 16 does not hit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You tell me a fucking 16 doesn't hit that shit.
Oh. Carol broke.
Yeah, I broke. Okay. I'm so angry. I'm sorry.
It's standing there and like it's almost there, but there was just not enough to get it over. Is there anything that you could add to your attack roll? Is there anything that could give you any kind of bonus to the attack roll?
Not from my side.
All right. It was really, really close, but unfortunately, anything else on your
Okay.
turn?
You know what? Fuck it. I'm casting Expeditious Retreat as a bonus action on myself.
But wait, let's roll back because your channel divinity, is that an action, by the way? Your channel divinity?
Oh, wait.
Because I was thinking that if your channel divinity is an action, then the attacks didn't happen anyway.
Yeah, then, re-roll that. I'm angry for no reason.
No worries, no worries. It was
You were
it was
angry in an
close.
alternate universe.
No,
Yes,
but
exactly.
also
We're
it was
retconning this
close.
again.
It was close. You were excited. No worries. This is okay. You got that action, but you could still do Expeditious Retreat as a
Yeah,
bonus
you're
action.
still
if you
using
want to.
Expeditious Retreat because fuck it.
All right.
And you know what?
Where are you going?
Because of that, I could also have used that other thing, but it's okay.
Where are you going? Because it'll affect what I might do. So where are you going?
And
Yeah.
keep in
I'm
mind that your
checking.
marine lair moves with you as you move.
I mean, yeah.
Where are you going?
I'm thinking of going downwards the hallway. Not excited either, face.
Depends where you end up. The guy north of you will get opportunity. Oh no, you actually did retreat. Where are you going? Where are you going?
South. South the hallway.
Move your token where you want it to be.
So, just that you know, so basically... I can't hold...
You don't have an action.
You don't have an action.
No. I'm just thinking because when for Rain, would she still have like the somewhat of a cover, like when her turn is?
Well, it depends on
Because
where
it's
you move.
basically south.
Yeah.
And
but-
the thing is basically since this is like in D&D and all the actions somewhat happen at the same time, like 6 seconds. You know.
If you end up somewhere where she's no longer your marine layer, she's outside of the marine layer.
Where are you going? Commit to your
Also,
thing and we'll make it
keep
work.
Keep
Okay.
in mind. I
Yeah.
just looked at Expeditious Retreat. You
Yeah.
can move very fast, but you can still get opportunity attacks against you. Expeditious
know.
Retreat does not prevent that. Just
But they are at disadvantage.
Where are you going?
Okay, I'm moving
yourself.
currently down there.
down
There
there.
should be still like at least Rain and Typhoon in that area.
Zip.
Okay.
I mean, I could move like
Yeah,
one less to have Rain in there so that she has a little bit of cover.
exactly. Whoop.
Okay, cool.
All right, you dash over there, and that's your turn.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Strategies, what is
Do
this?
opportunity attacks happen? They can
No
choose not to.
opportunity attacks. No opportunities.
Hmm.
The commander is looking forward to duel Daithun and is going to attack Daithun. And
Do it.
I'm pretty sure that a 24 hits.
I think it does. Yeah. Weird.
For plus 9, 13 points of slashing damage and 3 points of necrotic damage. And there is a
He's just
second
gonna be like, it's about time you hit me.
second attack coming in. That doesn't hit. That's a total of 10. And she just smiles at the remark and hands her turn over to Rain.
Rain is going to, as the marine layer moves around, she's going to yell at what you were saying. Oh, now you're the one doing the flirting, Daithun, as I smack my staff on the ground for another lightning bolt.
Here we go. Another round of dexterity saving throws.
Yes, DC is 14. We're going to roll some damage in the meantime. 86.
That is 1 failure from one of the skeletons. Going to the commander. That's a 2 for the commander. And third skeleton has a natural 20 on it. So, that total would be... So, first skeleton and the commander take full damage, and the last skeleton takes half damage.
Cool. 6 plus 4 is 10. 5 and 5 is another 10, so 20. 4 and 1 is another 5. 25. 28. 31 lightning damage, then half will be 15.
Yikes.
Let me knock that off.
That one is on. And the last one is 16. The skeleton right in front of you just collapses in a pile of bones. The armor clinks on it, and you hear the clink, clink, clink of the potion rolling out of the armor. And especially the commander lets out a painful ah as she's hit by the lightning.
And
They can be stopped.
for your object interaction, I'll pick up the empty bottle because Rain doesn't litter. She's many things, but she does not a litter bug. If it's okay, I'm going to make that quickened. So I'm going to spend sorcery points, 2 points. There we go. And I am going to turn around at this one, and we're going to cantrip it up. Is it wearing metal?
Yes.
Shocking grasp. I need to make an attack. So I will attack on a dice really quick. Let's do this fast. That's a natural 20 plus 6, 26. Yay! I'm at 5th level, so 2d8. So that's 4d8 because I critted.
Is there extra damage because it's wearing metal?
Yes, so that's an... yes. I have advantage on the attack if it has metal, but I rolled that 20, so...
Exactly. You can't get better than that. Perfect.
So it's going to be 48 either way.
4d8.
I rolled a 16 and then I rolled 3 8s and a 7. 8 times 3 is 24 plus 7 is
It's 31.
31.
Wild.
I basically
Nice.
I slap it like pew.
As you slap it, it skitters and scatters in its armor as this powerful shocking grab runs through the skeleton and steam comes off of it.
And as a bonus action, I point at our zombie friend and I point at the skeleton I just slapped.
The zombie is still like, as it looks at the skeleton that collapsed from your lightning bolt and was busy like putting the bones back together, trying to like fit the hip into the leg and everything, but then sees you, and brings its gear over there and starts like, he sees that there's still like electricity skittering over this skeleton, and he takes out some wire and is trying to make like a lightning rod like on the armor to like get the electricity off, and that means that he's helping, so you have advantage on the next attack roll. and that ends round 2. But before we go into round 3, we're gonna need a little quick break to grab some new drinks, go to the toilet before we continue this. And everyone who's hanging out with us, we invite you to also take a quick little break. We'll be back in about 5 minutes for round 3 of this fight in a hallway. We have lightning, we have skeletons, we have zombies, and also the question is, what's that behind me over here? If you still have some guesses what the bear behind me is holding, throw them into chat. And after the break, I'm going to tell you what it is. So I think it's pretty cool, but maybe that's just me. We'll find out.
And thanks for everyone for being so engaging in chat. We love having you.
Yes.
It makes it so much special. Please stick around.
Hang with us.
if you
Thanks for also helping people who are new to the hobby in chat to like answer questions. Great to have all of you here, and we'll be all back in 5 minutes. See you in 5. And we are back. Hello, everybody. We're here for part 2 of today's session of the Convergence Manifesto at Horde of Tales. We're currently at the start of the 3rd round of combat, but before we get into combat, there were people asking in chat what the heck the bear in my background was holding. And I wonder what
right now.
What he has a great body and he should flaunt it. So what do you think it was that the bear behind me had?
It looked like a shrouded figure. I couldn't see details.
Could have been a pillow.
It's not a pillow for sure.
Shrouded figure?
I think it's a like a book.
A book? Pillow, shrouded figure.
I'm going to say a book on architecture.
A book on architecture.
That's oddly specific.
So, no, I like these specific guesses. And
Okay, mine, I guess, specifically fantasy book, because
fantasy book. Okay. Shrouded figure, pillowcase, book on fantasy, book on architecture. All of these fairly likely for me to have. But the shrouded figure gets pretty close. But this is a hand-signed picture from Christian Nairn from Game of Thrones. And there's actually a pretty funny story behind this. I got this picture from a friend of mine when she was working on a convention where Christian Nairn had a signing session. And she asked me like, "Oh, you're a big Game of Thrones fan. Would you like me to get a signature?" I'm like, "Oh, you can get a signature from Hodor? Yeah, I would love one." And she goes up to him, and there's actually still a note posted here that says like, he asked her, "What name should I put on it?" And she says, "Marcus." And he responds, "Marcus? I'm pretty sure you're not a Marcus." So she got a picture signed for me from Christian Nairn. And
that's pretty awesome. Cool friend.
It's really cool. And Christian Nairn is amazing. If you haven't watched Our Flag Means Death yet, you should watch it because he's also amazing in there. And I cannot wait for season 2. So that was what my bear was having there, and I'm gonna put it back. So there.
It's a figure which is shrouded. What do I win?
Yes, yeah. I don't know. Technically, it wasn't a book on fantasy, but Hodor is a fantasy character. I don't know if Christian Nairn has any architecture inclinations, but great guesses. So, But instead of talking about Hodor, let's talk about our characters. Let's get some action music back rolling. We are at round 3, and we are starting again with Rebus.
Yes.
Go.
It's me again.
What you doing?
I am taking a potion of healing. I'm just deciding which one. I guess.
Daithun, you're on deck, by the way.
I guess I'll. Yeah, I guess I'll do a normal potion of healing. Common. It's not gonna give me that many points. No, I'll do the greater potion of healing. It's fine.
All right.
Well, it's just, at least it'll be worth it. That is 4d4 plus 4. So I'm gonna roll them
You can't use them if you're dead.
on D&D Beyond.
Well, I mean, someone else could use
7
them both.
plus 4. That's 11 points, which I believe would be 5 points.
5 points of healing.
Oh yeah.
As you drink the potion,
11 total.
11 total, and you already halved it for.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, you have it then, and you do notice indeed that the potion does have a weaker effect than you would have expected. It's 5
That's
hit
right.
points.
I didn't
Austin.
have it.
Would my second wind be affected by that since it's not magic?
Are magical healing effects or healing period is affected?
That is a very good question, and I'm going to make a ruling here. I didn't pay attention when you did the second
I
wind.
forgot about
So-
the
Me
healing.
too.
thing.
You,
To be
I-
honest,
you're gonna keep that healing from the second wind, but going forward, while you're here, also your second wind healing. Any kind of healing is affected by being near to this manifest zone.
I'm okay taking it if you want me to.
Oh, you're gonna keep that, but from going
Okay.
forward here, we're gonna do it like that.
I am knocking 2 HP from the healing potion I took as well. Up. Knocked. Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Alright.
Let's go. What are we doing?
So that was your bonus action, Rebus.
Yeah, and I'm going to essentially repeat what I did before. I'm going to continue attacking the skeleton below me and the skeleton next to me, and actually I'm going to first move here.
Why not?
Hopefully one of them will fall by now, because I don't like being surrounded by 3 enemies. Anyway, let's do it. Let's do 2 claw attacks and see what happens.
Against which one? The one to your right, the one below you, the one above you?
The one to my right.
Perfect.
That's a 12 to hit.
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah. Oh, that's better. 21 to hit.
Oh yeah, that is.
For a total of 9 points of damage.
9 points. Still standing.
And I will use my glaive next.
Mm-hmm.
Why? That's a 10 to hit. That also doesn't hit.
No, unfortunately, no.
So I will actually, because I already moved here. If I move back, I get an attack of opportunity.
That's a
I-
possibility. What you gonna do, Rebus?
Yeah, I'll move back. See if this skeleton
Not-
decides to attack.
Not taking the opportunity
Alright.
attack.
I'll move over here. The other skeleton might actually attack, but yeah.
That's your turn?
Yes.
Alright. Typhoon.
Dythun is. Let's see. What's he gonna do? I think he's gonna attack.
Keep in mind, you are currently in the marine layer.
You have to.
And you are more than 5 feet away from.
I have blind fighting.
You have blind fighting, indeed. Yes.
So
I will never think about Typhoon ever again.
Dythun's just gonna take 2 longsword attacks.
Actually, DM,
Mm-hmm.
could I move 1 square to the north instead of the one I'm in? Would you allow that?
I moved you
Instead
there.
of yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Caro dice finally rolled bad. It's a 3.
Oh,
Fortunately.
Yeah, no, 8's not gonna do it. I don't think.
Nope.
Okay, well,
You got another one.
let's land it on an edge. That's better. That's 11 plus 5. That's a 16.
which would be her armor class.
Mm-hmm.
But we're
Is she
back at
gonna do
the
the
new
thingy
round,
again?
and she has a new reaction.
Ah.
So she's going to use her Death Guard again to harden her bones and deflect that. And as she does, you take 5 points of necrotic damage from that Death Guard.
Interesting.
But that was her reaction for the round, and we're just at the start of it. And she looks, especially from having taken 2 lightning bolts, there's already like these dark lines under her skin where the electricity like burned through skin, and she's breathing heavily.
I am going to move Dithun here and here and here. And then I'm going to bait and switch with Delphine. And I would... Can Delphine move up? There we go. Perfect. And I'm going to... Where did my superiority dice go? There we go. I'm going to roll a d8, and I'm going to take that additional 4. So my armor class is now 4 higher.
All right. Perfect. Anything else on your turn?
Nope, that's it.
That is it. This skeleton over here is moving over to Rebus and is going to... does a 17 hit?
Indeed.
Okay. That is 12 halved, so 6 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
That does not hit. And neither does that. So
Excellent.
that's for that skeleton. This skeleton down here is also going to swing at Rebus. That's a natural 20.
No! Why?
That is...
Pain.
That is...
Uh-oh.
Math.
Probably a lot.
16's halved is 8 points of slashing.
Yeah.
Okay. That was
Not
its
too
second
bad.
attack, so it's going to make its third attack.
I'm doing badly.
Does a 16 hit? I don't think so.
16 is my armor class.
16 is your armor class, so that is 13 halved, 6 point of slashing. And that ends its turn. The one down here is clink, 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 moving over here to attack Dithun. And keep in mind, your armor class is increased by 4. That doesn't hit. That
Wonderful.
doesn't hit.
Nice.
And a 20 doesn't hit in that case, right? It's a total
No,
of
it does
20.
not.
It does not. This
did
one,
not
there's
hit
another
me.
one. Another one that would like
Ah.
to take a swing at you. Does a 23 hit you?
I'm gonna...
Thinking.
Do I want a shield?
Do you want a shield?
I'm gonna shield.
You're gonna shield, so it doesn't.
So that's
You're at-
not gonna hit.
That's not gonna hit. Third attack also isn't gonna hit.
I just want to say my armor class is 27 right now.
Sweet.
This is
And
nice.
then we have still the skeleton that got thunder slapped by rain, which is going
Uh-oh.
going to attack Rain.
I don't want it to though.
That's a 16 hit.
Are these at disadvantage
Yeah, it should be a
in the
disadvantage.
marine layer?
Oh, thank God.
You are correct. You are correct. Yes. Okay, so first
Lower.
attack. Well, also at disadvantage. It's a 16 and a 16. So
Oh fuck.
Shield.
Oh well.
shield.
Yeah, I'm in
Shield my
danger.
dude.
Hoppa. Okay. Second attack at
So my
disadvantage.
AC is now at 20.
20. Gotcha. Second at disadvantage.
Please.
Lowest. No, it's a 17. Doesn't hit. Third attack at disadvantage.
It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, both of them are 10s, 15 total, so they don't hit.
Oh,
You
thank
are
God.
good.
The 50 would have hurt.
And that is Delphine's turn in the heart of the marine layer.
Okay. Yeah, what to do? I'm gonna attack this this commander, captain, whatever. But I will use my rapier for this.
Go ahead. Roll with that rapier.
I can normally attack. Oh, every easier. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. 26 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah. Roll that damage.
Yeah, 26. That's not bad.
You want to put a smite in there or something?
Not yet. I try to save that because maybe someone is too damaged and can't heal. You know, like trying to be a decent person at least once.
I respect that.
10 points of piercing damage, magical. It's the magical crossbow rapier.
You hear like a ching as the rapier goes in, and she was focused on Daithun, but now she looks over at you and is like, she'll see like, how rude.
That's me. Second attack.
Second attack.
Come on. Worse, but still okay. It's a 22.
That also still hits.
And this is. Let me check. Wait a sec. Yeah, I'm putting a smite in this one. Is she? She's probably not counted as an undead.
You're putting a smite in there?
Yes. Tell me if it's undead or not.
Add a d8 because it's an undead. She counts at undead.
So wait a sec. Where are all my d8s?
Kind of interesting. You're like
Death.
you're learning something about the enemy by punching them with your energy.
Natural. So I'm using 1d8 for the normal attack, then 2d8s for that, plus an additional 1.
And roll.
Yeah, 4d8.
Roll.
If I counted this well. Oh, that is actually okay. This is actually okay. So 13 plus 4 is
17.
17 plus 19, so that's 19 plus 7
26.
26 points of damages.
How do you want to do this?
I don't like her face. Can I decapitate her?
With your rapier?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
of course.
Intense.
It has still-
I don't
it
know if
has
a
still-
rapier.
It has still somewhat
Can
of
you
a blade.
decapitate someone with a rapier? I feel like
But
that's...
you're putting a smite in there as well.
Yeah,
so there's
so,
the,
yes.
there is along the
it's-
throat this deep gash, and she was just looking at you for a moment, telling you how rude your interference was, and then you come in with the second attack, and that cut goes deep. She falls back over, and you just hear like fall on the ground.
Looking towards Siphon. That took way too long for you.
What the hell? I had that.
I imagine this very anime style, like your sword goes through and looks like nothing happened, and suddenly a thin like line of blood appears.
Exactly. All right. Anything else on your turn, Delphine?
Okay. So probably the zombies still look as if they are about to attack, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh gosh. How damaged is the rain? Like how close to be like
Under half.
Oh.
Just under half.
Hmm.
It's not a big. My half is smaller than other people's halves, but I have.
I mean,
Things
understandable.
changed, but I have plans.
I will stay there for now.
All right. All right. That does bring us to rain at this point.
Yep. All right. Double checking what I wanted to do is that range. All right. Bonus action. How high is the ceiling? How much clearance is there here?
15 feet.
All right. Bonus action. Misty step to go to that full 15 feet. Should not take attack of opportunity because I'm teleporting. I hope.
Yep, you're teleporting. Yep.
Great.
Yep. No.
I hopefully not as obscured in the misty lair. And I am going to ice knife this skeleton.
Would be a disadvantage because the marine layer is like 20 feet in all
That's the
directions.
thing, yeah. It's a dome as well. It's not just two-dimensional. So you would have to go like more than 20 feet up. So basically up until the ceiling, everything is filled with the marine layer here.
I will also expend my silvery barbs advantage for this, making it a straight roll.
Still got that.
Hey!
Hey!
Smart.
So let's cast this at second level. Ice knife. Straight roll. 9 plus 6 is 15.
That does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay, something else happens. On a hit or miss, that shard explodes, and the target and each creature within 5 feet must succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
And which one was it again that you were targeting?
I hit this one with the intent on getting also the one on the corner.
But it would also get the zombie.
The zombie, but I'm in the air now, so that's not
true.
a rain
That's
problem.
true. Dexterity saving throws, you say?
Yes, please.
All right. First, the one you threw the ice knife at. That's a 2, fails it. Then the other skeleton, that's a natural 20. And then the zombie fails it.
All right, because I cast it at second level, 3d6 of cold damage incoming. It's not so great. That is 8 cold damage.
Do they also take the damage do they take half damage when they succeed? Or take no damage when they succeed?
Succeed or take. It does not say halved.
Okay.
I'm going to put the text in the thing. Because it does not say halved.
The target each of them must succeed.
It
Yeah, so
doesn't
if they succeed, they don't take any damage. If they fail, they take the full damage.
Yeah, so
okay.
8 anyone
Gotcha.
who failed.
Yes. All right. Got that. The ice shards break and burst, and you deal some damage there. And you're still up in the air.
Yep. Misty Step was the spell, so I think I still have my full movement. And I'm going to take that movement, which is 30 feet along the ceiling. And I'm going to join Rebus over here while being in this close to the ceiling.
Gotcha.
That's my turn.
All right. It does bring us to the zombie at the end of the round, who is basically the moment that the commander went down, the zombie stopped doing what it was doing and just looks up. There's like ice shards all over his face from the ice knife. Looks up.
Sorry.
And
Oh.
the other skeletons at the end of this round also, like, in their motion, whatever movements they were, they stop in their movement They look over to the location where now the commander lies, who is on the ground, still like has a hand like to her throat, to how deep the wound was going there. And just holds up a hand. And the other skeletons lower their weapons as well.
Oh.
We are dropping out of combat.
Ooh.
Good thing I used my cat vantage. I mean, my silvery ball. I still have cat vantage.
So
I still swing with my claws to the zombie that I haven't been able to kill. I am so mad.
I'm dropping the marine layer.
you, Rebus, how about at the end of this initiative, roll me like your final attack for your frustration smack?
Yeah, it's the frustration smack. Let's go. Yeah, it's a 13.
Unfortunately.
It's fine. Swipes, hits the wall, leaves a scratch on the.
Oh yeah, there's totally like your claws are sharp enough to like cut through the walls, but the skeleton is still standing. Is now currently just standing there with weapons lowered. All of these skeletons have just stopped moving, and the commander lies on the ground, holding her throat. Stop. Who the fuck are you?
I think
Well-
I'm not quite sure we should reveal that information quite yet.
Well, we told you we got hired. I mean, not by you, of course.
Delphine, you say that, and
Yeah.
you look at her, and you see that the hand that she's holding to her throat, where like your rapier got a very deep cut, like any kind of lesser foe would have probably been no longer breathing at this point. But the commander is like having her hands on the cut, and you can see from her hand like there's a glow coming that is familiar to what it looks like when you utilize your lay on hands. But this one has like this that like it's almost has like a gas-like texture to it, like not really glowing, but it's just, almost as just like some kind of gas coming from her hands, and you can see that the skin and flesh slowly start to heal while she's talking and holding up her other hand. Daithun.
Oh.
With a passive perception of 20, would Daithun notice that as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I guess she's sealing herself, so.
yeah, Daithun would like kick her hand away and step on it, and then slam his longsword in like next to her head into the ground.
I'm just like while the blades are getting back, slowly coming out of rage, just gonna go over and pick up the ever bright lantern that I left on the floor, just like bring it over to her face.
Dyson's gonna look down at her. We are here looking for something, and you're going to help us find it.
If you're here for that halfling, I don't care. You can take her with you.
What halfling?
You're not her allies?
I mean, we know that there is like this fighting going on, but this is about it.
Did you see some of the forces outside? Do they have halflings with them?
I mean, there were like some halflings trying to get close.
There's at least 2.
We're
Maybe.
looking for something smaller.
Yeah,
Smaller than a
surprisingly.
halfling.
A gnome?
Well, maybe
No.
around this size.
Who's down pinned? I'll telepathy connect you to Delphine. Check to see if it's on her body.
Shrugging, like, you don't mind, and then I check her if she has anything on her.
You start patting her down, and she does have the usual equipment that you would expect from a force commander. There is
So magical items is what you're saying.
There is there's a pouch with some tools to sharpen weapons, maintenance kit. There's a notebook on her. Quickly checking it, there seems to be some kind of daily schedule in there. She also has dangling from her belt. She has these kind of goggles on a leather strap with big glassy eye holes that she has dangling on her belt. The armor itself, like now after the fight, you see the places where this magical bone has hardened and has then peeled off again. But looking for any kind of, dragon chess piece that you would be looking for, there's none of that on her as you pat her.
Okay, I'm basically taking everything that is on her, like looking at it, and then throwing it behind, and then taking the goggles and throwing it over to Rain. These things might be probably magical, I have no clue.
Dythun.
I'm assuming she dropped her greatsword.
Yeah, she did.
Dythun's gonna reach down and pick that up, like with his like kind of shield hand, and just kind of look at it.
It is from top to bottom completely carved out of one large piece of bone. Must be from some kind of megafauna animal, and the hilt is serrated and sharp. Not the hilt, the blade is serrated and sharp. The hilt is wrapped in very fine leather, and it is a beautiful crafted weapon out of a material that Dythun is probably not too familiar with when it comes to weapons. But certainly from what you have seen in the fight, it can cut well and swings well as well. Yeah.
If you don't mind, I think I'm just gonna hold on to this for now.
And she's lying there while she's being petted down by Delphine. What the fuck are you looking for?
Well, you definitely don't have it on you.
Are you some kind of scouts for Valinor? Infiltrators?
No.
Look, I'm really, if you're not starting to make more sense, you would be actually doing me a favor of just ending this, you know?
I kind of like look over to like Rain and Delphine and
And you don't
read this,
happen
like,
to sometimes play dragon chess.
Delphine, can you give me an insight check?
Sure. I'm pretty good at this, not.
Could I as well
Whoa.
off of that, because that was gonna be my next question.
I have a 20, not natural.
Oh.
I would say that both Dythun and Delphine, like the moment that Delphine goes like, "Do you often play dragon chess?" There's a surprised expression on her face, as if behind her eyes she's putting two and two together. But she says, "When it's in my schedule, and quite frankly, I don't have much time in my schedule for it lately."
Make time right now.
I can definitely tell that you have kind of an idea where this is going to.
You're here for the queen, aren't you? And she tries to like put her hand back on her throat, but she can't because Dythun is standing on it. Who you working for? That
Not
halfling.
Planar.
That halfling didn't want to tell me who she's working for. But
You know, not that we are here for the halfling, but if we were looking for that halfling, or wanted to make a stop on the way out, where would we, might we find them?
Was the halfling also interested in that piece?
how about I tell you more about that?
Oh, go on.
As I show you the way to both the halfling and that very nice piece of dragon chess that you're looking for.
Question. Is there any kind of sign in her face that she might have any back thought about, like, yeah, using that opportunity when we're basically saying, yes, come with us?
You would definitely not trust her in this situation to be,
I mean, of course not.
to like be completely just like, here, let me show you this powerful magic item you're looking for. Like, if you're going with her, you gotta be on your guard.
Okay.
Rain casts mage armor.
Mm-hmm.
Dyson is actually going to turn to Rain. Do we need her to show us, or is that something we could see on our own?
Ooh. You see, would Dyson knows, but would Ray know the rank of this person? She has limited military ranking knowledge.
Going from where you're coming from, with the kind of gear and equipment this person has, she's higher ranked here. That's what you could gather from it.
We'd like to know. You know what? Being guests in your house and you being a very generous host now,
Yeah,
we'd
you're
like
great
to help.
guests.
We'd like to help ourselves to that. Where can we find it? There's a nice way to do this and a not so nice way to do this.
Oh, that's really the first time I heard that one in my career. Look, I can tell you where you can find it. But I can also tell you that on your way there, one of my associates will find you and deal with you.
Oh, man.
Or...
Wait, tell me about this associate. Like, really, sell it up to me how badly whatever they're named is going to, like, hurt us.
What kind of experience do you have with necromancers?
A little bit of A, a little bit of B. It's a long way to N.
I've been spending the last 10 years in this necromantic hellhole with this one person who lives and breathes the Odekior rites, who wants to bring it all back from the dead, and who is in paradise here, considering where this fortress is built.
I mean, you're also not really, like, that alive as well.
Well, if you spend 10 years on the manifest zone of fucking Mabar, well, sorry, ma'am, that I turn a little bit undead.
Oh, so you want out?
I have a duty to Karneth. I don't want out. I want to man this fortress, and quite frankly, and as she says that, you hear another rumbling from further upstairs from outside. You hear some muffled screams. Quite fucking frankly, I would like to be up there, leading my troops. But apparently, I first have to deal with you, robbers, to help you get your hands on what the fuck you want, so I can have an easier stay here as well.
It sounds like you'd have an easier stay without your necromantic friend.
Don't call him a friend. We're colleagues.
No,
So
Rain,
how's
we are
out?
not taking out this necromancer. This is too much hassle.
We've already been part of one internal plot to kill another higher person. Like, we're not doing another one.
You don't have to. You don't have to take him the fuck out. I don't think you even could. But if you let me point you to where the Queen of Night is, I can help you get past whatever kind of seals and traps my associate has placed there. You get that stupid artifact. You get as fast out of here as you can. And whatever happens after that will be my problem. Fucking undead and still blood in my throat. Fucking hell.
Daitun's gonna take the great sword and like find a way to attach it to him amongst all the other weapons he has.
If you're gonna take that, I'm gonna find a way to haunt you, Leonin.
You will be the first.
It's a little
He's-
crowded up in there as Rain points at Daitun's head.
Now, would you at least give me the dignity to heal the... And she tries to point to her throat, but she can't because her hands are like... To heal this nice little wound?
Doesn't seem necessary. You're talking just fine. Can we carry you in pieces? Maybe that's more convenient.
Make an insight check, Rain.
Woo. 21.
When you say, like, can I carry you in pieces? Like, you look at her and there's this moment where you seem to say something that brings a memory back to her. And she, like shrugs it off, like, and says, don't you dare.
Friends, can we, bring our host around? Rain is suggesting we carry the captain, not necessarily let them heal.
Wouldn't that cause unnecessary
It will be,
distractions?
yeah. I think it would be the best if we're keeping her alive, letting us show this shit, and then getting out here. Because the longer we are staying here discussing these things, arguing, the longer it will take to find that thing.
Daitun's gonna step off of her hand and like grab it, pull her up to her feet, and put one hand behind her back, like cinched up.
Yeah.
You get one hand.
She uses her free hand. Puts the free hand to her throat. And you can see this dark, gaseous energy emanating from her hand. You can actually, now that you're that close to her, you can actually hear the sound coming from it as she heals the wound. All right. That's better. Now, and with her free
I'm gonna
hand.
check
Yep.
her waist and make sure there's not like a dagger like somewhere that she can like reach.
Like the way there's definitely a dagger on her, but
Oh,
the way
that's-
that you
Getting thrown away.
perfect. And now you have her in a way like you spot one also in her boot, but the way you're holding her, she can't reach it herself.
He's still gonna take it and toss it.
Take that out.
No, north, south.
This
Where are
way. And she points in the direction with her free hand. Better be quick and be quiet.
Well,
Let's go.
don't scream when I move your arm then. It just kind of like push her forward.
And you shove her further forward as she leads the way to wherever you're going.
Rain gives
And-
an apologetic kind of nod to the zombie who was helping for a while. She's like,
The zombie's like has at this point the shards of ice have been molten and there's just like some liquid in the face of the zombie. And he goes, ooh, and starts to like make piles of the destroyed skeletons to start sorting them.
Yay, friends.
And as you move over, follow the commander. We're going to take our second short break for today before we go into a final last bit of this session. That's a good chance to stretch your legs, take a quick drink, and we will be back in 5 minutes. So hang in there. We'll be back soon. And we're back for the third and final part of today's session. Our adventurers have survived an encounter with a bunch of skeletons, and commander of the undead had a quick negotiation with this undead commander and have come to a alliance? Well, temporary partnership to get to the location where the item that our party is looking for is stored within the fortress. We are opening this scene with the party moving through the hallways of the fortress. The commander is being led to you, leading you, while Daithun is holding one of her arms behind her. And any kind of undead forces that come your way, she just quickly gives a glance at and apparently just orders them to ignore what is happening here and sends them further upstairs. From upstairs, you can hear more and more sounds of combat and destruction. You hear some yells, you hear explosions, and you can also hear like these animal roar sounds echoing down from the higher levels of the keep. The commander leads you to the end of one of these hallways, past some storage rooms and some rooms that you can look into which almost look like grisly experimentation chambers.
What are they doing?
At one point, you come to a portcullis, a gateway where over the steel door is the symbol of what looks like a skeleton's head that is wide open, and there's some red gem set in its mouth. And as you walk past that, you see that the commander with her free hand does like a quick gesture in front of her head and mumbles something quietly to herself.
Mabar?
That's what Daithun hears. That's not per se what she says, but she puts her hand then eventually to the door, which opens with a creak, and she says,
Doesn't Daithun, can't Daithun tell, read lips or something like that? Or am I making that up?
Oh, no, not Daithun, no.
Oh, okay.
Daithun barely
That would
speaks
be
calm.
very funny.
She opens the steel door, but before she enters, she says, "Know that you are intruders to this place. But if I can request you to pay some respect in the chambers that we are about to enter."
Is your associate there too?
Most likely not. He should not be. But no, it is unlikely. He's probably upstairs. If I were allowed to reach... And she looks over at Delphine, who basically threw everything she found on her away from her possessions. My notebook. On the inside cover, there's a pouch. There's a sending stone in there. It's paired to the sending stone of my colleague. If you were to give it to me, I can confirm if he is here, which would complicate this matter, or if he's not here.
And certainly not send any, like, coded messages or anything, or some kind of red alert code phrase, or... No, definitely not that.
That is a valid concern. You sound like you have experience with these kind of scenarios. But now you have to choose. Do you want the chance of encountering a powerful necromancer in a place that is devoted to his faith and the powers of Mabar? Or do you want to risk that I use some code phrase to get him here? Both are risky, I understand.
Okay.
Well, I'm just an extremely talented weaver of magics. But I do believe that the sending stones require a telepathic sorts of magic. And, dear friends of mine, I believe that is my domain. And I'm going to make a telepathic connection with the commander. And Rain is basically feigning that she can somehow read or intercept telepathic message, and she will do so by saying into the commander's mind, I will know exactly what you are saying and your intent behind it.
Make a deception check with advantage. The advantage coming from the fact that you are doing this telepathically.
Mm-hmm. Well, technically, if I use detect thoughts, it is truth.
Like, if you do it at the moment that she's using the sending stone.
Well, mechanically, it's true, but in character, it's deceptive.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
You got so much mind stuff going on.
That is for deception with advantage 21.
You speak those telepathically, and she responds telepathically. You're one of those. Amazing.
I know. Say it again.
No.
Shame. And I say out loud, so I really would not, betray our little agreement that we have going here. It's not very strategic for you here.
No, I understand. So, you can just hand me that sending stone.
Hydration.
I'm handing over the journal.
Yep. Yeah, and in the journals, indeed, in the front cover, there's a thank you very much for that hydration. In the front cover is a little pouch, indeed, with a small sending stone in there. It's very similar to the other sending stones that you have encountered before. The continent of Corvair is no stranger to this concept. And she picks it out, thumbs it, and there's the familiar mild orangey glow coming from it.
Detect thoughts.
Detect thoughts. Surface thoughts is you hear the commander thinking, Captain to Bone Collector. Current location, please respond.
Keep it up. It's a minute. I don't know what the necromancer responds, but hopefully
Exactly.
I get a ping of what she reacts to it.
The reaction that comes is that you see while you're in the surface thoughts, you see an image of an elderly man with like shoulder-long gray, almost white hair, bit of a tall, lanky build, like the kind of people who does have like in proportion like these longer arms in proportion to the rest of their body, and also in these dark black and red robes. And then eventually I'll hear another words coming from her via the sending stone. Sending. Confirmed. Control the front line. I will retrieve the regent from the vault. Over. And then she puts the sending stone away.
Rain will absolutely turn her head and say aloud, "Why did he have to know that?"
He needs to understand where I'm heading. If we don't give each other the precise locations, one of us will get a little bit curious. You see, the kind of relationship I have with my associate is one of utterly distrust. And in order to keep that at bay, we keep each other informed of our whereabouts, our current plans and actions.
Is she
Knowing where
spinning
the
a
other will be.
story?
You get the idea that she's brutally honest.
Okay. I give a nod and a shrug of my shoulders to my companions.
Rest assured, I have no gain from getting my associate down here. I'm capitalizing on an opportunity that you are offering. And she's still about to enter into this crypt through these portcullis with the skull over it. I do still wonder, what are you planning to do with it?
Safekeeping.
Are you from Breland? New Syre?
No.
On
Is it
Dare?
Is it relevant?
No.
The lanterns?
And honestly, how are you sure we're even from this plane? Could be from anywhere.
Walk and talk, walk and talk.
As I mentioned, please, as we continue, please don't touch anything unnecessarily. Pay a bit respect. You're entering holy ground.
I think Dythan looks to Rain and Delphine. He's just keeping an eye on the person in front of him and the two people to the side of him that he knows have a tendency to gravitate towards shiny, interesting objects.
Rain gives a look to Dyson. Rain gives a look to Delphine, and Rain gives herself a look over in the reflection of the goggles that were nicked from the commander.
And you enter this place then. There's a short staircase leading further down, and you crumb into something that is a combination of a church and a crypt. Lower vaulted ceilings with rows of pillars holding the ceiling aloft. The ground here is completely free of any kind of dust or dirt. The stone flooring is kept to a beautiful polish. And in alcoves along the wall are set these figures of people who hold in their open palms, between their open palms, these what looks like red swirls of blood. And they hold it above like chest height where their heart would be. And you do see on some of these alcoves, there's text carved into them. And one of the texts that repeats is that just says, "Peace to the seekers of the divinity within."
Question. Like gods and everything,
Mhm.
faith is quite a big thing in Corvair.
Mm-hmm.
So basically everywhere. So do we know what kind of god is this? Or does this belongs to here?
Anyone who wants to can make a religion or history check.
Make a history check. 16 total for Rain.
On a history?
Yes.
Right.
Do I have even religion? Huh, doesn't matter actually. Huh. Religion check 18.
18. Rain. You do know that one of the things that Karnath, as one of the surface land nations, has always been dealing with was terrible famines and droughts. And one of the things that they turned to, especially during the last war, was the use of necromancy for undead soldiers, and also necromantic magic to actually provide healing, as necromancy also incorporates the elements of influencing life energies. One of the things that came along with that, one of these phenomena that popped up, was also a faith that is to people in Karnath known as indeed the seekers of the divinity within, but outside of Karnath known under a more, well, slightly less reputable name, known as the Blood of Vol. And Delphine, you would also understand this, that the Blood of Vol is, especially from your context, your background from House Lyrenda, the context in which you would have learned about the Blood of Vol is the concept of a group of arrogant mortals who believe that they understand cosmic concepts that might not even matter that much. What you would have learned is that the Blood of Vol, or like the seekers of the divinity within, believe that there is no purpose in following any of the divine, because after death there is nothing. Your soul goes nowhere. Your spirit is nowhere. So what matters is the divinity and achievement you can achieve in your life. If necessary, achieve in your life that is extended by unlife, because if there is no place that your soul goes to, no place that it has to go, why not keep it here? Why not keep it on the material plane? The Blood of Vol has, outside of Karnath and even inside Karnath, a very dubious reputation. Inside Karnath, where you're here, there is one part of the population that believes that it is one of the reasons that Karnath still exists today, that the followers of the divinity within have made sure that the people of Karnath had soldiers to defend the country, had some kind of food to feed the people, and some kind of ways to treat diseases. But the other part of the population thinks that, in a way, the followers of Vol might have even instigated these kind of droughts and famines to improve their position in the country. What you get from here, that this is, especially you, Delphine, with an 18 on a religion roll, this is a temple dedicated to the Blood of Vol. And you even, what you do, as you make these checks, Daithun, you would notice that the commander stops, and she looks over her shoulder and says, "Would you allow me to kneel for a moment?"
I think Dyson, like, recognizing that this is a holy place, even if it is to a divinity, he doesn't. Not believe in is not the right word, but
He doesn't revere.
He doesn't revere it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think
Also to give some context, in Eberron and on Corvair, religion, like, there are many people who don't even believe there are some things as gods. There are religions and there are clerics and the likes, but that doesn't necessarily mean to people that there are gods that are worthy of reverence. So there are a lot of people who might understand, yes, I see divine miracles worked here and there, but that doesn't mean I have to believe in any kind of god.
Exactly. He follows a similar belief of his house, but he will allow her to kneel, but still keep a hold of her arm and kind of lean down over her to hold it still.
Right. She goes down on one knee, puts one hand on the clean floor, and if you allow her to also use her other hand, she's going to put that in a hand sign in front of her face. And she's going to, like, mumble a prayer to herself.
He'll move to, like, basically grasp the back of her neck, but, like, keeping a very close eye.
Right. Is there anything anyone else is doing in the meantime?
Rain is behaving, but trying to keep alert.
Right.
I'm keeping a close eye on the commander.
Yeah. Did anyone of you on the walk here ever actually bother to ask for her name?
I actually meant to, and then we took a break and I forgot about it.
Yeah.
It was one of Dythan's like things. He wanted to ask her name, so
And Rain would have
Right.
been like, no, not sergeant, not lieutenant, higher. Trying to get, but that I think, yeah,
Yeah.
which
all
we
right.
have shared.
She would have on the mail here offered her name. Her name is Alinda Dorn, and she is indeed, she's called the Captain of Bones, and she's captain of this fortress. Which, when she tells you that she's captain of a fortress, she says that with a sort of unsatisfied sneer.
Captains are never satisfied. I know one, and so sanctimonious. No sense of humor either. Do you have a sense of humor?
You asked us while she's praying?
No, fair. In the walk up
All right.
here.
All right, yeah. You would have, like, we have a little flashback scene here.
Uh,
And she would have answered you, I have humor when I can allow to have humor. And at this point, she gets up from her prayer position, does one last gesture with her hand as she looks to one of the alcoves. None of you seem fazed by all of this. Have you had adventures in Karnath before? Are you familiar with our practices?
I try to keep an open mind to everything. Many things that we simply cast aside as evil or unknown are just misunderstood.
I would agree. Though there are also those who seek nothing but power in the things that are not understood. I'm not here to bore you with philosophical questions. Let us continue. She leads you through this crypt/chapel, past a circular altar, and there's a hallway that goes even deeper into the crypt. As you enter there, you see she has her armor still on, and as she leads you further down, or again, she has submitted again to your grip, Daithun.
yes, yeah.
And as she moves forward, you do notice that her bone plate armor, that rib cage, is starting to have its bones slowly growing along her back and towards her chest. And as that,
Like
you dive in, you see that because you're up close.
Reforming?
Like, it's not just reforming, it's like growing, similar to how you saw it grow when it was anticipating one of your attacks. And I need all of you to give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Are we near Delphine?
Yes,
You are
we
near
all get
Delphine, so you
plus
get
2.
a +2 bonus. And Rain, you still have a cat advantage if you want to.
Stop it.
Okay. Wait.
Yes.
+2, 9 is.
That's
Can I decide to
That
use
will
it
be a
when I?
23 for Rebus.
23 for Rebus. You can, like, you will have to announce it now if you want to use it, before you
Damn.
know if it would succeed or not.
I will use it. I will use it. So the first roll was a
There.
15.
Perfect.
Oh, that's much better. Math. 18.
18, 23 from Rebus. Delphine, what did you get?
17.
17. Daithun?
dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You all did very well here. What you do notice now is that you see that that Captain Dorn, that she she staggers for a moment as there seems to be some kind of invisible pain, and all of you feel as if something invisible is trying to reach inside of you, trying to grasp at your life force. But as it tries to reach you, all of you are too determined in your mission to let it reach there. but you just hear as this sense of something literally trying to grasp at your essence, you just hear these whispers going away. Captain Dorn says, 10 years here, and this fucking shit still tries to do this on me. It's the manifest zone. It hates living things.
I don't think that's necessarily going to change.
Well, it is
Probably
to me
only
an
get worse.
indication that I haven't been entirely corrupted by it.
Maybe that's a good
Well,
thing.
don't let my colleague catch me say corrupted. Blessed by it. I've been giving it a bit of thought, and she talks while she's walking. You're not telling me if you're from any kind of the 5 Nations, not any kind of organization. Are you private mercenaries?
Just a bit
Some would say so.
closer to the mark.
Interesting. Look, you're not the first mercenaries that tried to slip in here recently. That's why I thought that you were here for that halfling.
And all the previous mercenaries were exclusively for your halfling prisoner?
No, let me get the timeline in order. Just a week ago, we caught this halfling sneaking in here. Put her into dungeons. She's been keeping quite shut about things. And then a week later, you people show up.
You know, does this halfling have a name?
Shit, I have an old notebook for this.
Well, that's one of the few things we could get out of her. She's calling herself Farron.
What's your name?
Oh, God.
Me not going through my notebook because Dyson doesn't know the fuck
It
this
was.
is.
Session 2, November 9th, 2021.
And also later in Ice White Isle, there's also
I was like, I recall something, but it's been too long. I don't.
There's been a lot of important halflings. That's why.
Yep.
Dyson
Yeah.
was like,
It was Farron, Deathgate.
Hell fun, who?
Bless the notes.
It's good that I wrote down how they look like from the death gate, but not their names.
she hasn't shared much yet, and I have to say priorities have been a little bit different here right now. So we're keeping her in prison for now. See what else we can get out of her.
Is she of any use to you?
She succeeded single-handedly getting through any kind of defenses, past some of my best guards. We caught her while she was disabling a necromantic trap. There's skill to her. But there's also skill to her resilience in information extraction.
She does sound valuable indeed. As we're walking and talking.
Yeah, and at this point, you have left behind the architecture, and you have, almost unaware while you were talking, you have transitioned into what seems to be a natural cavern. Rebus, do you still have the lantern on?
Yeah. I would have, as long as there's not enough light.
Yeah. For this, in most parts of this place, you would have to keep your lantern on because they just don't put lights on here. It's just basically assumed this place is designed for people with dark vision, and you have the lantern on, and you do notice that the range to which your light reach is shrinking the further you go in, as if the darkness is pushing against the light of your lamp.
Question. Does this plane also affect my magic? You know,
In
as a
what way?
paladin.
If it's any kind of healing related things, it would have an
Yeah.
impact on it.
The rest is okay.
Yeah. And you notice that for those of you with dark vision, you do see the places that you can see in your monochromatic view. You notice that any kind of shadows that are in it are larger. And from the corners of your eyes, the shadows take different shapes. But if you look at them, they return to normal.
Rain almost reaches an arm out to them because these are the. If there was one thing she took from experimenting with Mabar energies, it was this manipulation of shadows and how much stronger it is. She almost extends like an arm to say, "Hi, nice to see you again."
You reach out with that, and there's actually along the floor, you see a shadow snaking towards you. But as it comes to the edge of where the light of Rebus's lantern still reaches, it recoils at that edge and sneaks back into the darkness.
Another time, I whisper to it.
And at one point then, Captain Dorn says, "We have arrived." And she looks at a cavernous wall, but carved into the stone is a circular ring, massive and large. Set into that ring seems to be some kind of door that is towering before you, and runes are carved all around it. Flanking the door are alcoves with large statues in them of these tall, gaunt figures that just look down at you. All around the door, the shadows seem to cling to the edge of the circular door. It's almost as if they try to hold on to it and shroud it. And Dorn looks at it. My associate keeps the item behind that. Usually when we retrieve it during our schedules, we do this following thing together. There's a ritual and a prayer involved. I can do it alone, but I wouldn't mind a little bit of eyes in the back.
Typhon cautiously, lets go of her arm and pushes her a step ahead.
She steps forward, and she's now further. She's on the edge of where Rebus light reaches and the darkness ahead, standing before this looming door, and you can hear her go
Is there anything I could contribute to expedite this process?
What? Do you happen to be some kind of expert on the Plane of Mabar? Are you used to talking to spirits?
DM is Rain?
I mean, you would have theoretical knowledge, and you would also have some kind of first-hand knowledge due to how the planes influence you, considering your background and your feat selection. But you wouldn't specifically know what would be expected of Rain at this point. So if you were given instructions, you could try to help.
If they are of the arcane matter, I could surprise you.
All right. You go over there. I take this one. And as she says that, could all of you give me a perception check, please?
Why?
I see Sariel shaking their head.
I rolled a 5.
Dython, what did you get?
21.
21. Delphine.
I have a 3 in total.
Rain.
14?
14.
It's one of my better perception rolls.
While all of you are looking around here at this large circular gate, these statues, the shadows trying to sneak up on you, Dython, you hear footsteps behind you.
What were you wanting us to watch out for?
There's fighting upstairs. Any kind of intruders, anything that comes up. There's also the
Footsteps?
shadows themselves here.
he says, drawing his sword.
And with that roll that you had, you hear behind you, you hear the sound of, as quietly as possible, a crossbow being armed.
Seeing that Typhoon is drawing his sword, I will draw my... I will keep my gun ready.
Okay.
He's gonna turn around and put his shield in front of him.
You turn
and
around.
try and see if he can see anybody.
You put up the shield, and as you turn around, you see that coming from the direction that you came, you see leaning across the corner is this halfling figure with a crossbow that actually has like a magazine of bolts on top of it that is currently being loaded. And as you raise your shield, all of you hear from upstairs, a loud cracking explosion, as also that halfling looks up, accidentally releases the bolt that's being loaded, which goes up into the darkness, into these shadows. From the shadows, you hear a as a dark tendril reaches down and heads towards towards the captain. And with that shot of this tendril of darkness reaching towards the captain, the halfling trying to reload, and something coming down from upstairs. We're going to end today's session and see next session.
No! Guess who hasn't healed? Guess who hasn't taken their healing potions?
I mean,
Yay!
we still have a bunch of healing
Love
potions,
this.
I was like, something creeping up. Should I cast a wall of water? I don't know what.
I got 1 healing potion and 8 hit points. Let's go.
I'm still at 35 hit points. I have all my healing spells.
That must be nice.
You better use them then, because we're
and I have a greater healing potion. And
Farron,
I basically can't die.
Farron, female halfling, blonde ponytail, impish smile.
Yep.
Yep. Have the same.
Yeah. And who knows what's she doing here, but I think the party has some other concerns at this point as well.
Yeah, so does she.
But she rolled with Sharn.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just a coincidence that she's a halfling and the Talenta halflings are also here? Is it like a cousin twice removed coming in to help?
Who knows? Many questions and many things we can find out next week. I'm glad you made it through today's battle. That was hard. I know there's lots of resources spent, and you're not out of danger yet. But I think this party has a lot of power packing, and I'm looking forward to seeing you deal with whatever next week has waiting for you.
I'll just get my
If the
other
dice made
character just in case.
All right, but before we wind down here today, first of all, thanks to everyone who came to chat and hang with us today. There was a lot of great activity in chat, and thank you very much for everyone who's come to join us here, join us in our adventures. I hope that it was fun to watch, and we hope to also see you here back next week. If you like what we're doing here on Twitch, you can follow us. And if you really, really, really like what we're doing, you can always give us a subscription. Maybe you have a Prime subscription that you might want to use. That we're always happy if you come and use that for us. Also, you can follow us on our Twitter, link below, and you can join us on our Discord, also link below. On our Twitter, you can always find when we go live, and so you can do in the Discord, and you can also hang and come and chat with us. We're always happy to see new faces on the Discord.
And
we're
already
at
memes.
Exactly. We're also already on episode 45 of this game, and if you want to catch up with previous games, but not just of this campaign, but also all the other stuff we do on this channel, one-shots, events, and the likes, you can go to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/ thank you very much. Ooh, 3 people at once. Beautiful. youtube.com/Horde of Tales, where you find all of our videos archived. You can also subscribe there, and if you watch our videos there, it would really help us feed the algorithm if you can give us a like, a comment, a follow. We're coming closer and closer to 200 subs on our YouTube.
Wow.
So that would also really be really great if you can help us out there. That was this. We're heading out for this week. I'm just gonna go quickly around the table before we come back here next week. If there's anyone has any other plans in the coming week, and I'm just gonna start with Serial. Anything coming up for you would like to share? Or would you like boost your socials where people can find you?
I mean, you can find me at Serial Snowwings everywhere. I'm just working on commissions right now. Sadly, not taking any new ones for now. And yeah, nothing much. If you are around Germany in the end of June, I will be tabling at Dokumi, which is a famous, big Artist Alley convention. So, like, if you happen to be free by then, come over and we can chat a bit. So,
Dokumi is
that's the closest I have to anything.
Dokumi is a really cool convention. If you are near Düsseldorf, you should definitely check it out. It's super cool. All right. Ida, where can we find you? What are you up to in the coming week?
Hi, you can find me at In the Pan in the Twitters. Today is Friday is the premiere of the long-awaited Alien RPG at Girls Run These Worlds, and I'm going to be playing a bit of a tragic hero, maybe anti-hero. I'm going to be a captain of a ship, and where it's going to be sailing through rainbows and unicorns and friendship. If you don't want to see any of that, join us 2:30 ET, 7:30 GMT at Girls Run These Worlds.
Awesome. Great. Looking forward to that.
Our Brinkwood game for Saturday is postponed, but on Monday I'll be back on Manipot Studios playing the happiest, cheeriest, laser shooting, force emitting, 6-armed Skittermander Ewok thing.
Awesome. Yes, over at our friends at Manipot. Fantastic. Yeah. Great. Austin, where can we find you? And anything you would like to share?
I'm at Star Crosser or Star X Rosser, if you want to say it wrong. And I feel like I really should start planning things because I never have anything to say here. But if you want to keep up with my Twitter, I'm on sometimes. You can find me there. And my YouTube that I upload twice a year.
I am happy that we do have you here with us.
Though.
I am happy that we do have you here every Tuesday with us. So you should definitely also, no matter what, give Austin a follow at Starcrosser.
Maybe. Oh, cool. But I won't be here next week.
Okay, almost every Tuesday with us.
Almost every Tuesday.
Yeah. Exactly.
We try.
Sorry. Thank you. And then, Caro, where can we find you? Anything going on in the coming week for you?
So like always, you can find me on Twitter under the handle Blaine Unrivaled. Also, I mean, people can find me on our Discords. I'm basically it feels as if I'm 20 hours per day online, but I'm not. So, also you can find me, or better, the stuff that I do on the Amps Guild. I wrote some adventures in the past, and some overlying supplements, as well with other people together. So you can find that stuff over there. It's nice to have. You can buy it.
It's good
awesome.
stuff.
Awesome, really great stuff. Check out Kara's stuff on the DMs Guild. Give her a follow on Twitter as well. And
Marcus, what are you doing?
What I'm doing? I'm here at Horde of Tales. I am Marcus, known as the Chindividual, and you can find me over on Twitter as the Chindividual. I usually run here on Tuesdays the Eberron game, but for a coming while, you can also find me regularly over at the Manipot channel as well. While Ida is hanging out in space with 6-armed aliens and the likes, I will be starting this Saturday we're going to start the Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition game over at Manapod, together with some other Horde of Tales alumni as well. We have Ines in there, who was in the 12th game that wrapped up. We have Anya there, who was in the Women in Gaming Month. And we're going to continue our adventures that we started at the end of last year in a line of games that we thought would just be like 3 sessions, but then we like, hey, this group vibes really well. We like this setting, we like this game, so we extended it to a 2nd season. And on Saturday, we're going to start at on Manapod with A Study in Ivory, Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition game, where you can find us, and we on average play every other week there. And besides that, you can give me a follow on Twitter, where I sometimes share funny stuff, sometimes I just ramble, retweet, and cat pictures.
Always for cat pictures.
Alrighty
Thank you
then.
for joining us. You've been awesome.
Thank all of you for joining us. I think we're going to take the people who are still here us on a little raid. I think we're raiding someone, aren't we? We got a... we're hitting up...
Fey Earth.
We are raiding Fey Earth, so if you want to come with us over there, click the button to come here. We're wrapping up. Thank you very much for today, and we're going to see you next week again. See you then, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.